Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to the channel. Today I got my good friend Joel here and we just rode on a helicopter today to go over the mountains of Colorado to look for burned areas to plant seeds with drones.
Yes, sir.
And Joel, introduce yourself and what do you do for a living?
My name is Joel Clouse. I'm with Grand Mountain Photography. I'm the owner and photographer, a real estate photography company, and I'm also part of Limitless Enduro, an adventure media company. We take video and stills of adventure sports, specifically motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. And this is a drone channel, and I usually interview people with drones, but I want to talk to you about how has drones improved and affected your photography. And I was really interested, let's talk about that, then go way back, and you're telling me about how you started with fixed wings way long ago.
I started with fixed wing drones for surveying and mapping use. I was a Trimble dealer, and so I did a lot of training on the fixed wing drone element, and slowly got into the quadcopter side of things. And when I started my photography business.
What was the first fixed wing you used, you said?
Oh, the Trimble.
The Trimble.
Yeah.
And did it have a remote control?
No, it was completely autonomous. You did some flight planning and launched it off a catapult and designated an area for it to crash land in, basically.
And what year was that?
Oh, this was probably 2007, 2008.
And so they didn't even have drones then, did they? Not really.
No, it was in the infancy, and we were just starting to talk about it. It's amazing where we are just a few short years later.
Okay, so what do you shoot with today?
So I shoot a DJI Mavic Air2s. It has a 1-inch sensor, and the avoidance collision sensors on the top are just off the chart. It's a great unit all the way around.
Because what drone did you have before this?
I had the Air2 without these sensors, and it's kind of prone to crashing and not seeing the obstacles above you. So
how did it crash? Tell us.
Well, I was following me on my motorcycle on one of our Limitless Enduro episodes, and decided to return to home because the battery was over. But since I was preoccupied riding the motorcycle, it just decided to go straight up, launch into the canopy of the aspen grove, and immediately decided not to fly anymore, and tragically bounced off the ground and a few limbs. And
well, I've always said this is the best drone all around, bar none, for any photographer in the world. It really is. I mean, the price point, Pro 2. You know, you crash if you crash this drone's $3,000. I mean, $1,200 with maybe with fly more.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so you haven't lost. And I don't know if you're going to get any better photography with this than this. Maybe a little bit, but not for what you need, right?
For what I need, no. This sensor is very much adequate for everything 4K, even what are we, 5.2K?
Yeah.
So it does the job. It's a great tool, and I'm not as stressed when I'm flying it as I would be with that one, like I was today. That was something else to send that out over the canyons and whatnot. And
you got to fly the FPV today?
I flew the FPV for the first time. That was pretty rocking. Not really my speed, but I like the big, wide, dramatic, cinematic shots that we get for our Limitless Enduro stuff. So.
And you've been getting to fly the Matrice 300?
Yeah, the Matrice is just, that's off the chart.
It's off the chart, yeah.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy toy.
So tell us about your day-to-day job, and then let's go into your YouTube channel and your extreme sports.
So in real estate photography, I use my drone to get the great aerial views of the property, and to also get the perspective, the scenery around those listings. So it really draws the attention to where these clients are selling their properties, and really gets them sold more quickly.
So all this is happening in Ouray, Colorado.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Ouray, Colorado. We're in God's country.
We're in the mecca of everything awesome. I'm a fly fisherman. I'm a river rat. I love the trails, the passes, and everything that we get to ride just in our backyard.
And every corner you turn, there's something to film.
Oh yeah, it makes my job very easy.
Okay.
Very easy.
So back to your day job. So you do real estate photography.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of it's on land, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of terrestrial stuff, but I've incorporated our drones into that, where I just don't want to set up a tripod and the extra camera and get everything dialed in. I throw up the drone.
And your realtors and your landowners, how much do they enjoy, how much has it improved your skill set and your ability to be a photographer?
Well, I tell you, being on site has dramatically decreased because I can throw up the drone and in a few minutes have all the shots I need from the air. I don't have to walk around the property.
So how much more do your realtors like the drone videos now that it's in there?
They're super impressed with the drone video. The drone shots and the videos are just a huge selling point for these listings, and the market's so hot right now.
Especially in Colorado. So like in Dallas-Fort Worth, if there's a house there, you go up above it and there's just other houses, and if you look up, it's just, there's working planes. But in Colorado,
I get to show the views.
You back away and boom, someone's in New Jersey looking to buy a house in Colorado, and they see the drone footage versus just sitting in front of the house taking pictures.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. We can completely change the perspective of what the buyer sees, which makes that listing move that much faster.
Right, okay, yeah. And so price point of thinking $1,300, how long ago would just that camera on that drone cost that?
Oh, my still camera costs more than that. So
I know, but what I'm saying, as far as the specs of this drone, on a camera, a few years ago, what would it cost just to get the specs of that lens and that sensor?
Oh, 2 to 3 times, I'd say.
Yeah,
it's
and even incredible. Now, if you go buy a camera with the 1-inch sensor, what does it cost?
Oh shoot, a Sony A7, we're in the $2,000 ballpark, and it doesn't fly.
And this is the same. This almost shoots the same, right?
Yep,
and it flies.
Absolutely. You couldn't tell my pictures from my still camera versus the Mavic Air2s. It's just their image quality is exceptional.
So someone could just go buy this and never fly it and just film.
I've done that. When my gimbal wasn't working, I pulled out and manually walked through the house with my drone. It was pretty awesome. It worked just fine. The gimbal was very functional, and it
because you use a DJI Ronin, right?
I do. I use a DJI Ronin SC, and operator error, it didn't get charged. However, the Mavic Air2s saved the day by being my impromptu gimbal.
And no one knew you weren't using.
They had no idea. You can't tell. You can't tell.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's why this over this is appealing to me.
Yeah.
They can't tell. They don't know that I've been shooting with the Hasselblad camera or the 1-inch DJI sensor. It's
one of my favorite YouTubers is Billy Kyle, and he says he carries the Maverick Pro 2 in his old videos, now maybe the Maverick 3. And the same with me, I love the color saturation on that drone.
Oh, it's brilliant.
The color saturation is better. You don't even need to edit it. It's there. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Easy to fly. Yeah, good stuff. Comes with multiple batteries. So tell me about your YouTube channel.
So
and your extreme sports side of it.
Yes. So we film adventure motorcycle tourist.
Joel, it's all right. Take a deep breath.
Yeah. So we film adventure moto. Golly, sorry.
All right. So in your extreme sports, you go out and you film. You're obviously a great photographer because just the slow motion, taking the bike down, and you're riding around from the front of the motorcycle. The drone just adds a different element. So how much has this helped your extreme sports photography?
Oh, it's fantastic. I can pace with my riders. I can get the awesome reveals as they come around a curve. I can come around a curve or over the hilltop, and it just.
I'm showing this in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just really gives that professional element to our videos.
There's no other way to get that unless you have a helicopter.
You
like we had today.
Yeah, you can't get it.
So let me ask you a question. Is it easier to use this or film from a helicopter?
Oh, well, so I filmed from the helicopter today, and it was much more difficult than expected. Even running with the gimbal, the Ronin SC, dealing with all the different forces and pitch and roll and everything was just difficult. Putting a drone up, it's lightweight, it's easy, it brings those shots
It just adds another perspective.
It just adds another perspective.
Yeah. So, have you ever got back and your footage was gone, or is it a pretty reliable unit?
Oh, it's very reliable. I've never had any lost footage, knocked on wood.
Yeah.
It's super easy to use, popping in the SD card in the side, and even fall back onto the internal storage. There's, what, 7 gigs of internal storage, so it handles most any job.
You know, I love my Inspire 2, and using the Matrice is cool, but the setup time on that is, I don't know, what do you think, 10 minutes for an Inspire 2 or the Matrice? But
it's significant.
It's significant. How long does it take you to get that in the air?
Moments. And that's where we excel in our adventure motorcycle filming. To be able to pack everything on the motorcycle, along with tools and kit and everything, and to be able to pull over, deploy our drone, catch the riders coming around that epic curve or over the hilltop, just really makes it pop. We're able to pack up and get down the road and get to the next location very quickly, very efficiently.
So if there's a photographer out there who hasn't got a drone yet and he's thinking about it, but he's thinking, man, I don't know if I want to spend $1,300, how much did it increase your revenue of what you're doing, and how long did it take you to recover the cost of the drone?
So being licensed makes me set apart from everybody else.
Right.
So that allows me to demand a premium for my services.
Instead of the guy charging $50 with the Mini 2?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm a professional, so I've got professional equipment, I've got professional licensing.
You're legal. Yeah, you got your 107?
Yep, got my 107. It allows me to charge more for my product. The clients are equally impressed.
It's more fun?
It's more fun, it's more efficient, and it took no time to recover the cost of the drone. It paid for itself.
In one plug, and I asked you this before, but for everybody out there, what did you use to get your 107?
Pilot Institute. Good old Greg.
Good old Greg.
He took care of me. I passed with a 98 the first time. It was fantastic.
I got a 73, and I used one of his competitors because I didn't know Greg yet. So one plug for Greg. Guys, if you're thinking about getting your 107, Pilot Institute, bar none, don't even look anywhere else. All right, so any final words out there?
Check us out at limitlessenduro.com.
Your website, can I put it down here?
Yes, sir. Limitlessenduro.com. And then my real estate photography is Grand Mountain Photography.
And you are the Caldwell Banker preferred photographer?
In Montrose, yes I am.
So, I'm sorry, one more question. So how far out do you go? Because it's not a very populated area.
No, we're pretty sparse. Montrose is about 20,000, plus or minus. I go all the way to Junction, and I'll go all the way to Durango, so a couple hours north or south.
Yeah.
And
how often you got to throw it in that 4-wheel drive in that Tundra?
Well, we just do it whenever we need to, which is not very often right now. This winter is not 4-wheel drive necessary.
Yeah, yeah. Global warming's taking effect.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, guys. Thanks for Joel. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
If you got any questions for Joel or me underneath about photography, about which drone to get to get started, any questions like that, just leave them underneath. I promise we'll get to you, and we'll see you the next time. And as always, if you get something out of this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, sir.